Welcome to another podcast of the current situation at Manchester United. Manchester United lost 4-1 to Man City at the Etihad Stadium. So many talking points to discuss after that encounter. Embarrassing dismissal encounter by Manchester United. This was a game where both sides needed 3 points. There was no room for error whatsoever. From Manchester United's perspective, we needed 3 points, actually more than that, but we needed to win this game to come out of Arsenal's side because Arsenal has at least 3 to 4 games in hand. And if they catch up with us in terms of matches played, they're going to be out of sights and Manchester United is going to be in 7th or 8th place, God forbid. And on the forefront, even more so on the forefront of Manchester City, given that they have lost a couple of games, a few encounters, especially against Spurs, this was a game where they needed 6 points, a 6 point deficit to stay clear of Liverpool that is looking above them in the table. Notifications coming in. So this was a game where there was no room for error whatsoever. This game, of course, is a football game and this is sports, and in sports there's only one winner. Unless if it's a relay match, you can have multiple winners if they're from the same country and they participate in that same race. But in this game, considering that it's a football game, there has to be one winner and there has to be one loser. There is no gray area in between. So Manchester City came to the game with locked horns to compete and try to beat Manchester United, and they did. But in the game itself, in the first minutes of the game, leading up until the first goal, Man City, of course, they knew Manchester United, of course, knew that they were not going to have the majority of the possession. They knew that. So the best thing they could do is to soak pressure like a sponge and release when they can. When City was attacking on our right hand side with Wan-Bissaka, with a cross from Bernardo Silva just yanked across into the path of Kevin De Bruyne for the first goal. There was no intensity, there was no aggression there. For one, De Bruyne should not De Bruyne, Bernardo Silva should not have gotten that cross from a position. That is how City plays, by the way. They play, especially the midfield three. The midfield three of Manchester, not to get lengthy on this, they play, like for example, on the left-hand side, Bernardo plays with his left foot. That's what they did with David Silva before he left. And even in his prime under Pep Guardiola, that's what he did. Is to play a left-footed left midfielder on the left-hand side and right-footed midfield, which is usually Kevin De Bruyne, on the right-hand side, if he's playing that deep or sometimes if he's playing as the number 10, the low number 10. And they would get the cross off just like that, so that they don't have to adjust on their better foot to get a cross off. That is, among other things, the aim of Man City. But bringing this full circle to Manchester United, because the Manchester United channel, Manchester United were 1-0 down, and we had to get back. And Ralph Ragnick knew that, because when we conceded, you could see the emotions in his face, saying that, okay, we can't be down. Yes, we can concede possession. Not concede possession. We can not get a lot of the possession because it's Man City, but let us not concede. But when we conceded that goal, my man, he wasn't a happy bunny, is me. And the second, up till the equalizer, when we were releasing pressure, Pogba, that ball from Pogba to find Jadon Sancho on the left hand side, I wouldn't think that's an assist worth talking about. Again, this is Pogba's, I don't know, 8th assist or 9th assist in the league, and this youth hasn't played since December, if November. So he hasn't played for a long period of time, but he's still one of the top assisters in Premier League. Now that stats is everything, but it just shows you that if he has been consistently playing for us, I'm pretty sure we would have been way better. Yeah, we would have been way better, more creative, more expansive. The 4-on-3 is able to get the ball better. But the goal from Jadon Sancho, man, brilliant. The second goal of City though, lead kind of similar to the the first goal of Man City. The defender, I don't even know what the defender was. I don't know if they were trying to do their dancing impression, or they were trying to do a dancing audition. They didn't do a good impression. For one, the Man City players that were trying to press, because we lost possession in the midfield, and when City was pressing us, they were attacking us. Kevin De Bruyne linked the play. Phil Foden pile off a man's face, man. Left him in the mud. Well, he's been in the mud for a long bit, but this goes a few feet deeper, man. But Harry Maguire's face get piled off by his own countryman. My man turned into prime brother Aldinho and pile off, man. He did it in the box. So any contact that was made, my man is going down. My man is going down. And there was quite an encounter against Foden and Harry Maguire, especially in the first half. And he got a shot off, and there was a few shots, and then Kevin De Bruyne made it his brace. Yeah, man, Manchester United, the defenders, man. I'm going to get in Harry Maguire's. I'm going to get in Maguire's grill in a second. But the game itself, it wasn't. We have a long way to go if we want to catch with the reins of Manchester City, man. They're going to. The third goal from Mahrez, beautiful, although it was slightly deflected off Maguire, who has been the coming factor of this game, very much so. And he got a second goal. Some persons thought it was offside. I thought it was offside at first glance, but I'm no VAR, and VAR clean, but it's onside. But this is what I want to talk about before I finish this match reaction. Harry Maguire should not be. I did a couple of videos back, a few videos back, saying that Harry Maguire should not be starting. Hold on, should not be starting for Manchester United, and if he's not starting for Manchester United, hence therefore he should not be captain for Manchester United. This is not a captain's performance. This is not showing the prowess of a captain on the football pitch. He should not be near the starting 11, and it's a crime that we signed this fridge for 80 mil. We signed him for 80 mil. I don't even think he's worth 50 mil, but considering that he's English, they're going to up the ante to 50 mil or 80 mil or even more so than 50 mil. But this dude, he should not be starting for Manchester United. He has really gotten away with it. My favorable centre back pairing would be Varane and Victor Lindelof. Harry Maguire is just a menace to Manchester United. He's showing his liability in a lot of capacities. He's not Manchester United's. I don't think this dude would be starting for Newcastle if you ask me. And Newcastle is catching hell right now. Well, they were catching hell. They're catching points right now. But I don't even think Newcastle would be even risking to lose points to start Harry Maguire. I don't even think they would even be doing that. So for the first point I wanted to make is that Harry Maguire, again, I'm irritated from a few videos back that Harry Maguire should not be starting for Manchester. He can start for England because I don't support England, but he shouldn't be starting for Manchester United. Secondly, it just rubs salt into the wounds that Ralph Ragnick should not be the manager long term. I was listening to Paul Scholes, and Paul Scholes is not a pundit that makes a lot of great points, but I guess because it was a Manchester derby, and he has a good history with Manchester City in the Manchester derby scoring goals, so I guess that gave him the credibility to make a few solid great points. But he was saying that Ralph Ragnick is not supposed to be a Manchester United. I don't even know why they appointed Ralph Ragnick. That's what he was basically saying. And to co-sign with him again, he's not a man of great talking points in terms of football in relation to Manchester United players, Paul Scholes. But after putting him hat off to that, that's a good point he made. Because in the game itself, man, particularly in the second half, Manchester United look lost. They look dead. I think they just lost motivation. And Man City was just dominating. I think as some persons were saying, it was like a usual training session for them against Manchester United in the second half. We just didn't show any intensity. We do not have the technical ability of, particularly in the midfield. We lack very much in the midfield. Now, in terms of the attack, Sancho, of course, is brilliant. Ronaldo is on the decline. He's been on the decline. Marcel is very technically gifted, but he's not at Manchester United right now, is he? Um, Let me say this, man. I know Rashford means well off the pitch. I know he's trying to help out children with food. He's a person that haven't eaten since the days of ages. But this don't conflate your footballing career with food, Rashford. You're not the same player you were prior to 2020. You're not the same player. And the reason for that is because for last season you played most of the season with an injury. After that season, last year you had a shoulder surgery, but also you had a few minor injuries with your foot, man. And because you've played this long period of time with an injury and you're not playing at the best, that's going to change. You may not notice it, but that's going to consciously or even subconsciously change your style of play. That's going to change your attitude when you're playing. You may not notice it, but when you're playing with an injury, knowing that you don't play at your best with an injury, and you've been playing like that for a long period of time, you're going to be conditioned by how you play with that injury. You're not going to be playing at your best prior to the injury that you had. So right now, Rashford, I feel for Rashford, man. I feel for Rashford because we had high hopes. He's done good, satisfactory work. Is me. He has over 80 goals for Manchester United. He should have had over 100 now. But yeah, he has about 80 goals in our competition for Manchester United. He's still not young. He's 25 right now. We have to. I said I think it was last year that I believe Rashford will be a Manchester United legend. I don't know what type of food I ate that day, but me looking at it right now in terms of the comments I say, and usually I stand by what I say, but there are a few times you just have to take a back seat and eat a humble pie and say that you're wrong. Rashford, I mean, he's been climbing up them steps, but those steps is brought to a halt. If you know the glass ceiling, he can't pass a glass ceiling. You see me? He's peaked, Rashford. He's peaked. I don't even think this dude is going to be the same Rashford he was in 2018, 2019, and even in the early parts of 2020. This is not the same Marcus Rashford. It's not the same Marcus Rashford. I think he needs to be sold. And this is not a match. Yes, it's a match reaction, but this is not a reactionary reaction or a knee-jerk reaction. No, this is something that I've contemplated about for a couple of weeks now, and that thought has become official today. I think Rashford need to be sold, along with a few other players, of course. We didn't look at it in the second half, man. Again, what I was saying was this: we don't have the midfield capacity in terms of technical ability to match with Man City. The game is won in midfield. Man City bossed us in the midfield. If you come second best in that game from the midfield's perspective, you go come second best. Period. You're not going to win that game. You're not going to win that game. Most parts you're not going to win that game. So going forward, we have a game against Spurs. We are still not out of the hellhole as yet. Matter of fact, we have a hellhole alright. We have a massive hellhole in a few weeks because we have Spurs next. We have Atletico Madrid in the second leg. We have a few other matches to match with. I think we're going to be playing against Arsenal in a few weeks' time. We're going to be playing Arsenal in a few weeks' time. So this is not the period to be playing the fool, although we've been playing the fool. Right now, it's time to bench Harry Maguire, execute him as captain. We have to. I'm Ilanga played well. It wasn't his game, but this is the point. I'm finishing right now. We need to maximize our the points that we can get. We have no room for error whatsoever. We lost against Man City again this season. And Arsenal, if they keep on winning, they're going to catch us. They're going to eventually catch us, Mizmi. And yeah, that's all I can say. Hope you guys enjoy the rest of your week. That's my match reaction. Like and subscribe to the channel. Hit that bell as well. And I'll show you guys in the next video podcast. Peace.